Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be doing a really quick art journal page using Dina Wakley products which have just been released. So I'm starting off in the new Dina Wakley 6x6 inch journal and just using some of the Amsterdam titanium white paint as a gesso layer and spreading it out using the Dina Wakley paint scraper. You get a really thin edge if you use something like that, or a credit card, just something to really scrape it out across the page. You don't need much gesso, just enough to seal the page so that you can work on top of it. So once I've done that, I'm just going in and heating it up just to dry it off. So on this page I decided I want to do a bit of an abstracty background with acrylic paints first, and I'm using turquoise, ocean and sky, just putting out a little bit on my glass mat and making it really watery, almost like it's a watercolor. So just really abstract. I'm sort of putting a line down the middle of the page, sort of a horizontal go, because I knew I wanted the flowers I had to go across there. Then I'm just going in with a little bit of the straight paint just to add a little bit of depth to what I'm doing and sponging off any extra paint that I had. So I've got a really soft, loose background happening. So that's a great background to use in a number of different ways. There are lots of different colour combinations. The reason why I'm using the acrylic paints is once it's dried, it's permanent. So unlike watercolour, it's not going to shift or change if I use anything else. And I knew I wanted to use watercolour mediums over the top. So that's why I've used the acrylic in the background. So this is one of her Dina Wakley's brand new stamp sets. And I'm just stamping it out. Now you've got this really wide, long stamped image and then some smaller ones. So I'm just sort of combining them all together. And I'm using the Tim Holtz new archival ink in black soot to go across. So I'm kind of just putting all the bits and pieces together in a sort of random way, so it sort of leads across the page somewhat. I really like that little bunch of flowers on that page. The long thin one I'm not 100% sure of, but I quite liked how it worked out in the end. I'm also going in with a little bit of masking and just putting some leaves onto that bottom corner because it's looking a bit blank to me, and going in and putting some of the single flowers as well. So this is something you probably rarely see me do, but I'm actually cleaning the stamps, and the reason for that is I actually borrowed these stamps from my mother. I don't have very many flower stamps, but I really want to have a go at using the flower stamps and seeing how they turned out. So once I've done my painting in the background, I got rid of my extra pages that I just used as a bit of a barrier. And I'm going in with the Dina Wakley scribble sticks. So off screen I've got a tub of water and I'm just activating the sticks into the water and then spreading them out. So they're a pigment based stick. I like a water-soluble crayon. They're a little bit harder than a crayon though. And when you activate them, you get this beautiful ink colour coming off them. So I'm going in, I think this colour is eggplant. And just thinking about the colour combinations that I'm using. So trying to use those coolish colours all together so you get that beautiful rich colour happening. So now I'm going in with olive scribble stick. Now, last year I was lucky enough to actually do a class with Dina Wakley. Which if you ever get the opportunity, please go, because she's just an amazing teacher. But she was saying one of her favourite scribble sticks is this colour, the olive, because while it's particularly in the paint form, it's a very olive colour, something strange happens when it's in the scribble sticks and gets water activated, and it almost looks like a neon green colour. It's just got this beautiful base to it. So it just ties in really nicely with those sort of oranges and the cool colours as well. It sort of sits really nicely on both sides. So the orange I'm using is the cheddar, and now I'm just going in with some lapis, which is a colour I don't tend to use very much, but I really loved it on this page because it gave a beautiful shade and depth to underneath my flowers and joined sort of the whole page up together, but it wasn't as dark as if I'd used a black. And I just really love that it sort of echoes the colours in the background, but it's just got that depth of colour to it, and it just pops the flowers out of the background and makes them the focal point of this page. So for all of these scribble sticks and applications, I'm wetting the scribble stick first and then drawing it onto the page. You can scribble the scribble sticks down on your page first and then use a water brush over the top, that works just as well. I find I just get more colour when I use it in this way. So just going through and heat setting what I've got. And now I'm going in with my sentiment, which again comes off that same stamp set, and it says flowers are always a good idea, which they are. You just don't get them very often. So because it didn't quite transfer as much as I wanted it to, I'm just going in with a black pen. This is a black permanent carbon ink, and just filling in any gaps it didn't fill in. I'm also going in any other places that I felt that I needed some black, but in reality, because it's so loose and so scribbly, it wasn't an issue. Finally, because I really struggle with white space, I'm going in with the scribble sticks again in the lapis and just dipping in the end and using a firmer brush and just sort of splattering it over the background. So this is the end result. It's a really quick and easy page. It would make a beautiful card as well, this same technique, or you could do it in your art journal. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye.